Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, June 16th, and welcome to Wise Talk. Yeah, I'm CaBreon Wise, the host of this very podcast. It's going to be a one-man show today. A lot has went down over the last 2 days regarding basketball, and we're going to kick things off with the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets from last night. Uh, Let me pull up this box score quickly. The Brooklyn Nets, with the hobbled James Harden and no Kyrie Irving, defeated the Milwaukee Bucks. You ever defeated the Milwaukee Bucks? Y'all can just hear it in my voice. I'm so devastated about last night's loss. The Nets defeated the Bucks 114 to 108. Kevin Durant with an all-time great performance, 49 points, 10 assists, 17 rebounds, 16 for 23. Flat out phenomenal. Giannis had 34, 12 and 4. Chris Middleton had 25. Drew Holiday had 19. Yeah, it was one heck of a game. Uh, Kevin Durant to me had his greatest performance in in his career. I have never seen Kevin Durant carry the load this huge, and he was flat out phenomenal. Uh, just a free throw away from having 50 points. I can't say enough how phenomenal he was. I believe he has probably established himself, what this game has further established himself as maybe the best player in the world. Um, but the series is most definitely not over, so this could subject to change, even though probably all the candidates, especially since what we've been hearing over this morning, is all injured. Uh, Jeff Green came up huge for Brooklyn. Um, Blake Griffin came up big in some plays. Uh, I I I don't want to get into that. Giannis in his last minute, inexcusable. Uh, I don't even want to focus on Giannis right now. My focus is on one man. This man, for over the last, what has it been now? 3 years, has proven himself to being one of the biggest, maybe the biggest playoff underachiever in NBA coaching history. You can't name anybody. You really can't name anyone who has underachieved in the playoffs more than Mike Budenholzer. To be brutally honest with you all, audience, if you're listening from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, whatever you're watching, wherever you're listening to, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Mike Budenholzer is not a very good coach. He's not a decent coach either. He is a flat out liability. Let's just call it for what it is. This man sucks. He got to go. 3 years. First 2 years, number one seed. In the 2018 series, your lack of coaching cost the Milwaukee Bucks a trip to the NBA Finals. Literally had no way to game plan over the Toronto wall. The Toronto wall. You had no way to game plan out of that. And we blew a 2-1 lead to Toronto, and Toronto ended up being the NBA champions. The next season, we were arguably better than where we was in 2018. And in the Eastern Conference semifinals, as the number one seed, lose in 5? 5? In this series alone, I have never been more frustrated. I have never been so disgusted over a lack. Let me calm down. But my mom's still asleep. Let me calm. Let me calm down. His deficiencies in this series has cost us 2 playoff games. We should have won game 1, and we should have won this game. His offense game plan in game 5 is flat out pathetic. James Harden, who was nowhere near himself, a one-legged dude who struggled throughout the entire game, could not defend all game, and you barely attacked him. Now, I could bring up Giannis with his ridiculous post fadeaway over one-legged James Harden, where he actually waved off. This is inexcusable. It starts with coaching. I'll be straight honest with you. If we win the chip, I still want Budenholzer gone. And I'm sure my other fellow Bucks fans will too. I'm sure the rest of the Wise Talk hosts would agree with me here. Even if we win the chip, Budenholzer can go. Bye-bye. Good riddance. I'm sick of this dude. And I'm also sick of other people saying, I don't want to call for nobody jobs because I don't give a crap about that. If you don't deserve the job, you don't deserve the job. And he has sucked over the last 3 years in the playoffs. Plain and simple. He gotta go. He gotta go. And if not, I'm gonna lose it. If Budenholzer don't go, then dang it, the Bucks GM, John Horst, you gotta go. I could also bring up the draft history, which has been pretty awful. Other than Dante DiVincenzo, it's been pretty bad. Don't get me started on DJ Wilson. That pick alone got me feeling silly about you. I promised you an all the NBA episode. I'm not going to focus completely on the Bucks in that series. I will get back to the Bucks later in this episode. but we're going to shift towards the Kawhi Leonard news. He suffered a right knee sprain and is going to be out indefinitely, which I believe means he's most likely going to miss the remainder of the playoffs. And this is a huge blow to the Clippers into the NBA playoffs. And adding on to that, Chris Paul is now in COVID protocols, and he's gonna miss an extended period of time, maybe most of the Western Conference Finals. This is a very huge blow. And it just came to me preparing for this episode this morning. Every team in this playoffs, except maybe Memphis, is missing an impact player. Let's think about it. They are either missing an impact player or one of their impact players is currently injured. The Sixers, Joel Embiid is dealing with his knee, and it looks bad. I mean, he was flat out awful in that second half against Hawks in game. What was it? 4, 5? I don't remember, but the game game Monday. But another one, Nets. James Harden has dealt with the right hand, has been dealing with his hamstring, and Kyrie Irving is out with his ankle. The Bucks lost Dante DiVincenzo in the Heat series. We all know what happened to the Lakers. The Lakers probably wouldn't even be in the 7th seed if LeBron and AD was injured in the regular season. And Anthony Davis got injured during the Sun series. So Chris Paul was already dealing with the shoulder injury in the Lakers series, and now he's going to be out for an extended period of time because of COVID. What's another team that's dealt with injuries? Boston, they ain't had Jaylen Brown. They probably would have won against Brooklyn, but it would have been a whole lot different with Jaylen there. The Nuggets, they would have not got swept if they had Jamal Murray. It's another team. The Jazz don't have Mike Conley. Wait a second, guys. You hear? This playoffs, it's been fun to watch, and it just get taken away by injuries, and this is terrible. Both Chris Paul and Kawhi Leonard, the both high impact players on the Clippers and Suns, are now out. This is not good at all. This isn't good. And I don't see the Clippers beating the Jazz without Kawhi Leonard. I believe the Jazz could take the next 2 games. Jazz is gonna win this in 6. Regarding the Bucks and Nets, I'll tell you my prediction at the end of the episode. Sixers and Hawks. The Hawks got to cut off their shooting stuff. Their shooting slump, I meant. And if Joel Embiid ain't completely healthy and he pulls off what he pulled off in the second half, Atlanta gonna win this one. It's not looking good at all. These injuries, I can't tell you how much this playoffs has been influenced by injuries. It's hard to take, pretty hard to take. And I guess we can transition to the coaching. The other breaking news: Stan Van Gundy has been injured. I'm injured. Has parted ways with the Pelicans after 1 year. And Scott Brooks is actually gone from Washington. Washington struggled for most of the season before picking it back up at the end of the season and able to win in the play-in tournament to secure the eighth seed in the East, where they lost to Philly. And the Pelicans went 31-41, and they missed the playoffs after many believed that New Orleans could be a playoff team, and that was not the case. Van Gundy was not a fit for New Orleans at all. I was never a fan of the move of the hire. I think Zion needs a new. I believe the face of the franchise is clearly Zion, and I don't believe Stan Van Gundy should be your coach for someone like Zion. I believe they should try to target like a who what's his name? I'm trying to think of maybe a Sam Cassell. Uh, I'm hearing John Calipari is open to returning to the NBA and coaching the NBA. Maybe they get Calipari. I don't know, but and it's a very, very huge long shot if Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski, decides that I want to coach NBA and re-coach Zion. I doubt that's gonna happen. I believe Zion will love it. That'll be very interesting, but that's never gonna happen. But that's not happening anytime soon. I just don't see it. Washington. I mean, the Scott Brooks hire. I mean, Scott Brooks fire actually appeared on my phone. I just found out as soon as I started recording, so I don't have any coaching candidates on my mind here. I'll probably get to that Friday when the whole crew maybe is here. Um, I believe New Orleans will make an improvement. They are most likely probably going to lose Zion. I mean, Lonzo, who was pretty big last year for them. Zion is going to continue to make a leap. Maybe Brandon Ingram will get back to all-star caliber. I believe New Orleans is a good team. They are a playoff caliber team, so let's see what they can do. But here's what's been bothering me here. Stan Van Gundy's gone. Scott Brooks is gone. Mike Budenholzer most likely is going to be gone if they don't win a chip. Uh, the Pacers coach, Nate DeJorkin. I can't never pronounce his name right. He's gone. All of these coaches are out of jobs. And Luke Walton isn't from the Kings? I don't know if most of you probably don't know this, but I'm a huge De'Aaron Fox fan. I was completely sold on him as soon as he outplayed Lonzo Ball in the March Madness when Kentucky beat UCLA. I instantly became a fan. I love everything about Fox except his free throw shooting. I believe he has potential of becoming a superstar in this league, but he needs the right coach. I don't believe De'Aaron Fox is going to be a superstar in Sacramento. Personally, I want him to come to Milwaukee, but I don't know if we don't get him. I don't know if we're going to get him. If we get De'Aaron Fox, Drew or Chris is most likely going to be gone. I'm a huge De'Aaron Fox fan. I want what's best for him. I'm a huge fan of his. Luke Walton is a terrible coach. Luke Walton is not a good coach. Don't know why he got that Kings job in such a hurry too. That confused me. So I'm just confused on why everyone's getting fired left and right, yet Luke Walton is still with a job. When Luke Walton is arguably the worst coach in the league, arguably the worst coach. I don't know why he has a job and everyone's getting fired left and right. I just really don't know why. Uh, we're gonna take a break um, from a sponsor from Anchor. Coming up, I'm gonna discuss Kevin Durant's performance, and then we're gonna close out today's episode with a special CaBreon's closer list. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Wise Talk. And as promised, we're going to talk about Kevin Durant and his 49-point triple double. I believe that was Kevin Durant's greatest performance. I believe that was his greatest game ever. He's never been asked to carry a load as huge as he wants, as big as he ever has. This is the biggest load he's ever carried. And he was flat out phenomenal. What was it, the first 45, 10, and 10 game in playoff history? He was flat out phenomenal, man. It's truly a blessing. It's really a blessing watching someone as special as Kevin Durant on that basketball court. Dislike him, love him, or hate him. He is respect to Michael Jordan, respect to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, respect to Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer I have ever seen. You won't find, I don't think you'll ever find a score as lethal as Kevin Durant. This man is special. What Stephen A. Smith usually says, he's 6'11 with a 7 foot with a 7'6" wingspan that can pull up from 40. This man is phenomenal. The Lord have mercy. Man, my boys EJ and Zach is about to go crazy once they hear this. Oh Lord have mercy. They gonna freak out with me praising Kevin Durant like this because I have been very critical on KD. But he was special and you cannot deny it. And I believe he might have proven himself as the best player in the league as so far. I believe it's been LeBron James, but he got eliminated from the playoffs, and I believe his play was just not comparable to maybe the levels of Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, maybe even Stephen Curry. KD is special, man. I keep saying it, but he's truly something special. We probably won't find anyone like him. The closest comparisons I keep seeing is Imani Bates. I believe he's gonna be special too, but I don't think he's gonna be Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of a kind. I don't believe we're gonna find anyone like him. And also, this just in, the Clippers fear All NBA star Kawhi Leonard has suffered an ACL injury. Lord. An ACL injury? And he is out indefinitely. Thanks, Shams. Wow. The Clippers ain't winning this series without Kawhi Leonard. Plain as day. Hopefully he didn't tear it. Because if he tear it, he might not be back next year. So we're gonna take another break for our final two segments. I will be predicting the final NBA playoff game. Well, the playoff games for today and tomorrow, and I'll give my CaBreon's closing list. And the subject will be pretty interesting, Bucks fans. All right, stay tuned. Also, just got this news. Chris Paul actually has COVID. Yeah, he's going to be quarantined, so his playoffs is actually in question. Quick prayers and recoveries for Chris Paul. Hopefully, he can quickly recover from COVID. He is said to be vaccinated, so hopefully, this can be so quick. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the CaBreon's closing list. The CaBreon closing list. Top 5 head coaching candidates for the Bucks. Budenholzer will be gone. Let's get to number 5. Here we go. Kenny Atkinson, former Nets coach from 2016 to 19 and the current assistant coach for the LA Clippers. He is a culture changer. If you don't know, if you don't think he's a culture changer, 2018 to 19 Nets, one of the most fun teams I've ever witnessed. Bench players dancing for one another. D'Angelo Russell having a career year. The Nets were great that year. Even though they were the AFC, even though they were a low seed, but they were fun to watch. And I would love to have Kenny Atkinson as our next coach. And at number 4, here we go. Bucks. Maybe it's time to consider making a little history. Becky Hammon, the second female coach in NBA history, potentially the first ever female head coach in NBA history. He's the current Spurs assistant coach from 2014 to now. He is part of the Greg Popovich coaching tree, greatest coach ever. I believe she has a lot of pop in her. She has acted as head coach once. I believe they won that game. I don't know for sure. I would love to have Hammond as the coach of the Bucks for the Bucks for the near future. I don't know how a female could exactly control the Bucks locker room, but I would love to have Hammond as the coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. And let's get to number 3. No, Oh, I might have just spoiled one of the coaching candidates. But number three, Adrian Griffin. I'm a big fan of his. Raptors assistant coach from 2018 to now. He was the NBA champ. He was part of the NBA championship, the NBA champion Raptors in 2019, and he was the former assistant coach for the Bucks at one point. With Scott Skiles was our coach, and he has worked with the Bulls, Magic, and the Thunder. Really like Adrian Griffin. He was a crucial part of that coaching tree. I believe he was deserving of a coaching spot, and the Bucks will be a perfect spot for Adrian Griffin. Now to number two, which I accidentally spoiled, Mr. Big Shot himself, Chauncey Billups, the current Clippers assistant coach and a five-time NBA All-Star and NBA champion. I would love to see Chauncey in Milwaukee. I believe he's going to bring that fire that Milwaukee needs. I really am a big fan. There's only 1 year of experience, and he's an assistant coach. I get all that, but I really like Chauncey Billups. He will be a perfect fit for Milwaukee. And to number one, this is going to shock a whole lot of people. Give it to me. The big fundamental. Bring on Tim Duncan. First ballot Hall of Famer, 15-time NBA All-Star, 5-time NBA champion, and former assistant coach for the Spurs from 2019 to 20. I guess I have an obsession for the Spurs. I just think Tim Duncan will be perfect for Giannis. And what's perfect for Giannis is what's perfect for Milwaukee. I would love to see Tim Duncan in a Bucks jumpsuit as our head coach. I know Bucks fan gonna be a little on the edge about this because he's not a preferred candidate. But Milwaukee, do whatever you can to get Tim Duncan to be our head coach. I'll tell you this much: he'll give us further than what Mike Budenholzer has been giving us. I tell you that much. But yeah, Tim Duncan should be our top coaching candidate for the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's the CaBreon closing list. And to end today's episode with today's games, let me pull up the games again. I believe the Sixers are going to defeat the Hawks in game five. Wait, no. Game five, the series is tied, and it's in Atlanta. Oh, no. I got Hawks. I believe the Hawks is going to defeat the Sixers. The Jazz is going to defeat oh, wait, no. Oh, Lord have mercy. I can get, oh, Jesus Christ. I cannot get my mind right here. The Sixers versus Hawks is actually going to be in Philly. So yeah, give me Philly over Atlanta. Give me Philly over Atlanta. Give me Utah over Clippers. Then for Bucks Nets on Thursday, give me Milwaukee. I believe Milwaukee will extend this to 7 games, and you'll get the rest of our predictions along with the crew on Friday. Make sure you tune in to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Pandora to check us out. This will also be on YouTube on the Wise Talk with CaBreon Wise YouTube channel. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Enjoy some playoff basketball and fire Mike Budenholzer. Let's go.